I am back for numbers 25 through 28 on my list of 86 things that I did and tried along my decade-long gut healing journey. Today's numbers are super exciting for me because I think that there's absolutely going to be at least one thing in here that you can relate to and or be able to pick up and apply to your own healing journey. So let's just dive right on in. Okay, number 25 is verbal therapy. So this is one of those topics and conversations that I wanted to avoid for years. I was like, how am I going to heal just by talking with a therapist? How am I going to heal just by sleeping more hours at night? How do you actually heal by journaling or by reducing your stress? Isn't it really just about food, what you're eating, your supplements, your medications? And the answer is absolutely, positively, 1,000,000% no. In fact, what I will tell you is that it was not until I addressed all of those things that I just mentioned when I finally healed for good forever. And that's why these are the things I focus on and want to communicate the most to people today, including you. So, verbal therapy. This one is just like it sounds. I found a therapist and I started going to therapy. I started in the beginning every other week. Now I don't do it as often anymore. But in the beginning, I went all the time. And it was an outlet. It was an unbiased outlet that I could go to, that I could just talk and I could share and I could really try to unpack things that I had never unpacked before. And this is something that is so important for your healing journey because emotions and thoughts and feelings and past experiences, they stay stuck until we address them. I have recorded podcast episodes on a Gutsy Girl podcast with guests. I have written about this. I have talked about it at length, but I believe so much in it. And if you've never considered it, I strongly recommend you consider it today. So number 25 is verbal therapy. Okay, number 26 is I stopped over exercising. This one is very hard for a lot of women to understand. And the reason why it's so hard to understand is because in our minds, we tell ourselves, I'm bloated, so I must be stressed. And in order to reduce stress and bloat and all of this anxiety, my outlet is working out for hours on end. Because these are the things I told myself. When I run, I'm far less stressed out. Or when I go to the gym every single day, it's my way of dealing and my way of coping. But I'm here to tell you that exercise in and of itself is a stressor on our lives, especially if you are combining high intensity workouts with long workouts. So when I healed for the final time, I healed for good, what did I do? I simply walked. I stretched. I did very gentle things. I didn't ever move for more than 20 or 30 minutes at a time, and I never got my heart rate up to a point that I felt anywhere near exhausted. And it truly changed the trajectory of my healing. Okay, so with that is number 27. I stopped under eating. Again, like the over-exercising, the under-eating one is really hard for women to understand, especially when you can eat seemingly anything and you get that 9 months bloated look, or you feel like you keep retaining all this weight, or you just don't feel like yourself. You don't feel right in your own skin. And so what you tell yourself is that you need to go on another diet. The problem is that's not the problem. And going on another diet or under eating or doing anything that is going to stress your body out more is only going to go against you. And I can tell you this from the bottom of my heart, that if you have any weight to lose, it naturally comes off as soon as you start healing your gut for good. Today, I follow no diet. I've never counted a calorie. I do nothing. I live as normally as possible, and I'm at a weight where my body wants to be. It's called the set point theory. There's a place where your body just naturally wants to go. If you're a lot of times with gut issues, you're gonna not weigh as much as you should. And other times you weigh a lot more. But once you heal, that all gets to your set point theory. But if you start under eating in order to try to correct the problem, only more problems are created. And finally, number 28, LDN. LDN stands for low dose naltrexone. Here is my prescription, the low dose naltrexone. I want to show you exactly what it looks like. They're just small white capsules. And on the bottle, it says naltrexone HCl. I take 4.5 milligram capsules. So what is LDN? What is low dose naltrexone? Well, if you look up naltrexone, it was originally used for opioid addiction. However, medical research started to find that in lower doses, it could be beneficial for various autoimmune conditions. So when I first started taking it, I started taking it because I was originally diagnosed with colitis. I believe I started taking it in about 2015, 2016-ish. So after my colonoscopy and my endoscopy in 2018, when it was found that everything looked fantastic, no signs of anything, I went into full remission. The reason my doctors chose to keep me on it is because another benefit for LDN was found, and that is that it can also act as a prokinetic, which is something that helps with stomach motility. And for me, that was my bottleneck for the SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, to keep reoccurring. So for me personally, I had a couple reasons why it was conducive for me to take it. My personal experience is I've never had any side effects with it. Some people will find that it interferes with their sleep or they don't feel as well, and then in that case, it's obviously not for you. But for me personally, I never had any side effects with it. It worked exactly as we had hoped it would work. It does the things it's supposed to do. In fact, I keep having these hopes, I guess you could say, that I am going to go off it at some point because I am feeling so great now. But I just wanted to share it because it's something that not a lot of people know about. It's not that common. It's not popular in Western medicine, but it's something that truly changed my healing trajectory. So there you have it, numbers 25 through 28, and I will see you next time.